The Namibian is the largest daily newspaper in Namibia. It is published in English and Oshiwambo. History. The newspaper was established in 1985 by Gwen Lister as a weekly newspaper reliant on support of donors, which aimed to promote Namibian independence from South Africa. Its first edition appeared on the 30th of August of that year with a print run of 10,000. The Namibian became a daily newspaper on the 1st of April 1989. On the 15th anniversary of its foundation, United Nations Secretary-General Kofi Annan praised the newspaper. The Namibian worked courageously in difficult and often dangerous conditions. Since then, it has contributed immeasurably to press freedom and nation-building in Namibia. Throughout, it has maintained its integrity and independent stance, relations to government. Prior to Namibian independence, the newspaper exposed human rights violations by South Africa's occupying forces and was thus perceived as overly critical and pro-SWAPO by the South African government. Even the name of the newspaper irritated the South African administration, as they preferred the land to be called Southwest Africa, whereas Namibia was a notion closely related to the independence movement. There were several incidents of violence against the Namibian's officers in the weeks after its foundation. Shooting at the building necessitated the installation of bulletproof glass, and there were several firebombing and tear-gassing attacks. The newspaper offices were attacked by the Afrikaner Witwola vigilante group in October 1988. The newspaper's offices were almost burned down. South Africa's Civil Cooperation Bureau planned to poison editor Lister. The newspaper was boycotted by the white business community, and journalists and sympathizers of the Namibian were denied entry in shops all over the country. After independence, the offices of the newspaper were again devastated by a phosphorus grenade attack shortly after Namibian independence in 1990 by a right-wing counter-revolutionary group whose plot to unseat SWAPO was covered by the Namibian. However, the critical approach of the newspaper was also disliked by the SWAPO government. Dirk Mudge, head of the South African-controlled government from 1978 to 1989, wrote at the occasion of the newspaper's 10th anniversary, "During the past 10 years, the Namibian did not show particular understanding nor sympathy towards me personally and my political views. Cognizance must, however, be taken of the fact that the Namibian is also prepared to take the present government and its leaders to task whenever necessary." The unpopularity of the newspaper within government led to a boycott on the 5th of December 2000, which was overturned only on the 30th of August 2011. The newspaper's 26th anniversary. In the more than 10 years in between, government officers were not allowed to advertise in the newspaper, and it was forbidden to buy copies of the Namibian with government funds. Characteristics. A noteworthy feature of the Namibian are the SMS pages called "What You're Saying." These pages, dedicated to short messages to the editor, allow citizens from all over Namibia to comment on and raise topics. Since mobile phones are widespread and cheaper and easier than mail or internet. According to former editor Gwen Lister, the Namibian was the first newspaper to offer such an open forum for discussion via text message, since similar programs at other media only allowed comment on chosen articles. The newspaper has offices in Windhoek, Swakopmund, Keetmanshoop and Oshakati. The current editor of the newspaper is Tangenia Mupadi. Until March 2011, the newspaper was headed by its founder Gwen Lister. Its circulation in 2010 was 40,000.